Imagine a giant crossbow so powerful it could launch a spear over 1,000 feet. Welcome to the world of ancient warfare technology, where creativity met destruction in the most surprising ways. Let's rewind to ancient China during the Warring States period, around 300 BCE. Armies were locked in brutal battles, and weapons had to evolve fast. Enter the Chuko Nu, or repeating crossbow, a game-changer on the battlefield. Unlike traditional bows, this clever device could shoot multiple bolts in quick succession without reloading each time. Picture a soldier pumping a lever while bolts flew out like a rapid-fire machine gun, centuries before guns even existed. But the magic doesn't stop there. The design was compact and easy to use, perfect for soldiers who weren't expert archers. It allowed for a high volume of fire, keeping enemy forces on the defensive. And while it didn't have the power to pierce heavy armor, its speed was its biggest advantage. Meanwhile, on the other side of the world, the Romans were perfecting their own tech, the ballista. Think of it as a giant slingshot capable of hurling massive stones or bolts to smash enemy walls or troops from a distance. These beasts could launch projectiles with incredible force and accuracy, turning siege warfare upside down. The ballista was so effective that it influenced medieval siege engines for centuries. Its design was based on principles of torsion and tension, using twisted sinew ropes to store enormous amounts of energy. When released, this energy propelled bolts or stones with devastating impact. The Romans often used ballistas during sieges to break down fortifications or pick off enemy soldiers from afar, showcasing how engineering skill could shape the outcome of battles. Back in Asia, the Koreans developed something equally mind-blowing: the hwacha. Imagine a cart loaded with hundreds of tiny arrows, launched all at once to rain down on enemy troops like a deadly swarm of bees. This early form of rocket artillery was terrifying and highly effective, especially against large groups of invading forces. The hwacha combined the principles of massed arrow volleys with the mobility of a wheeled platform. It could unleash an overwhelming barrage that disrupted enemy formations and lowered morale. The ingenuity behind the hwacha highlighted how ancient inventors used teamwork between mechanics and tactical innovation to dominate the battlefield. These innovations weren't just about brute strength. They showed how ancient societies used engineering and ingenuity to gain an edge in war. From the rapid-fire crossbows of China to the stone-hurling ballistas of Rome and the arrow-spewing hwachas of Korea, ancient warfare technology was wildly inventive and surprisingly advanced. But these were only a few examples. Around the world, many other cultures developed fascinating weapons and devices that shaped the course of history. Take, for example, the Greek fire used by the Byzantine Empire. This mysterious incendiary weapon was said to burn even on water, making it a formidable tool in naval battles. The exact composition of Greek fire remains a secret to this day, but its impact was undeniable. It could sink enemy ships and cause panic among crews. The deployment of such a weapon required both advanced chemistry knowledge and clever delivery mechanisms, including siphon-like tubes mounted on ships. Then there's the Indian war elephant, a living weapon of mass destruction. These enormous beasts were armored and trained to charge into enemy lines, causing chaos and breaking formations. Equipped with howdahs, platforms on their backs, armed soldiers could shoot arrows or throw spears from a higher vantage point. The psychological impact of war elephants was immense. Seeing such colossal creatures bearing down on you could shatter morale before a battle even began. In the Americas, the Aztecs developed unique weapons suited to their style of warfare. The macuahuitl, a wooden sword embedded with obsidian blades, could inflict serious injuries and was designed for close combat. Though it might seem primitive compared to metal swords, the sharpness of obsidian made the macuahuitl a deadly tool. The Aztecs also utilized atlatls, spear throwers that increased the velocity and range of their darts, giving warriors a ranged advantage. Not to be overlooked is the ingenuity of the medieval trebuchet, a siege engine that used counterweights to fling enormous projectiles at castle walls. Its design was a marvel of physics and engineering, allowing armies to breach defenses that were previously impervious. The trebuchet's ability to launch stones weighing hundreds of pounds over great distances changed siege warfare dramatically. It demonstrated how understanding leverage and gravity could be turned into powerful weapons. Even simple tools like the shield evolved significantly. The Roman scutum, a large curved shield, offered extensive protection and could be used offensively to push back enemies. The Spartans were famed for their hoplon shields, which helped form the impenetrable phalanx formation. Shields were not just defensive gear. Their design and use were integral to the tactics and strategies of various armies. Ancient warfare was not just about the weapons themselves, but also the strategies and tactics that made the best use of them. The coordination of troops, the timing of attacks, and the psychological warfare involved were as crucial as the technology. For instance, the use of feigned retreats, ambushes, and terrain advantage all played roles in battles where technology alone wasn't enough. Moreover, the development of metallurgy had a profound impact on weaponry. The transition from bronze to iron tools and weapons allowed for stronger, more durable arms. Iron swords, spears, and armor became standard, enabling warriors to fight longer and more effectively. The smelting and forging techniques of ancient blacksmiths laid the foundation for modern metallurgy. Communication devices also played a role in coordinating ancient armies. Signal fires, drums, horns, and flags were used to relay commands across the battlefield, ensuring that complex maneuvers could be executed despite the chaos of combat. These early forms of battlefield communication were vital in maintaining order and adapting to rapidly changing situations. So next time you think of ancient battles, remember, firepower didn't start with guns. It started with minds inventing clever ways to turn simple materials into deadly weapons. Each innovation, whether mechanical, chemical, or tactical, contributed to the evolving art of war. These ancient technologies and strategies echo through history, influencing the way conflicts are fought even today. What other ancient inventions do you think changed the game but often get overlooked? Let me know in the comments.